Hello, this is Pops, and today I'm going to be going over the contents of the fire kit. This is actually the video 2 of the fire kit, where I'm going to demonstrate making fire with the different ways that I've got here. And the different tools I've got here is the matches, and we'll kind of start with those. Everybody's familiar with a match, and these are the self-striking matches that I've got here. One of the things that you have to be careful with a self-striking match is that if you go over the wrong surface, it'll just take off the part that actually ignites the match itself. So what you want to do is use a rock. What I found, use a rock to do that, or something coarse like a rock. You kind of hit this with a rock, and it's going to light right up every time. Where if you use something like a slicker surface, or even, believe it or not, the side of the file that you've got for your steel and flint won't work or strike a match. It'll just scratch off the stuff that ignites the matches. Pros and cons of a match is pros, instant flame. Cons are if it gets damp or moist, it won't light at all. They're just useless. You can't ever dry them out again. And also, if you got high winds, it just tendency just to blow the matches out. So, match. Cigarette lighter itself, or the gas butane lighter, again, instant flame, really nice. Wind can be kind of high, it can blow it out exactly if you've got a very high winds like so. And you keep after striking, but you can't keep striking, and the butane will eventually go out. And again, in a situation where you constantly use this and you're out for a while, when it's out of butane, don't discard it. You know, you still got a flint in here, and it will throw off some sparks. So keep the spark, keep it. You can always throw some sparks off. The magnesium strip, really neat. And for this, I've got a hacksaw blade that's been cut off to about 3 inches. The cutter part's still on here. You can use that to cut with. But what you actually use on the magnesium bar itself is a flat edge of the hacksaw blade. It's got a little chain that connects it, so you can't get, so it won't be lost. So again, you just kind of hold and strike, and hopefully it will work. In there I'm throwing some sparks, quite a few sparks, if you can see that. And will it light anything? Well, let's take a little piece of this right here and just kind of see. You know, what I've got here, just hang on a second. I've got a can here. It's a safety that I'm just going to light this and then just throw it in the can and let it burn, and actually put the top on, actually put it out. So with this right here to throw a flame to get this to work. Let's see here, got a good one. There you go. See, it was just that fast. Matter of fact, it was so fast that it went right there. So very easy, very cool. Advantages and disadvantages. Advantage of it is just, you demonstrated, it's easy to start some tinder bundle. Disadvantage, again, high winds. You got high winds, you know, these sparks could be going all over the place. But even though it's not as quick as a lighter or match to ignite that, it still does the job. Next up is the flint and steel. Getting more primitive, a little bit harder with the flint and steel. And for the flint and steel, you can see here and demonstrate that the chert that we find in Alabama is not a good grade, and you may hit it a few times and not even see a spark. So let's give it a chance. And you see there's a couple sparks. So again, they fly all over. A disadvantage, or a couple of them. You may not get any sparks after a few hits with that, or you can't control where your sparks go like you control it with the magnesium. So what you need is a piece of char cloth. And the char cloth, I'm going to have another video on how to make the char cloth itself. So what you would do is tear a little piece of char cloth off, kind of put it very close to where you're going to strike the edge of your flint with your steel, and more than likely you're going to have a spark that's going to get there and ignite it. Now this is real time, so it may take a few strikes to actually hit it to start it, but we'll see how long it takes us, and hopefully we'll get lucky. And almost had it that time. Now let's see here. And try to get it closest to the edge as you can. Not even getting one spark right now. And one of the things about the flint and steel, sometimes it's just easier to go somewhere else on your flint and steel. Try it again. Another spark. Let's go over here again. Try it. Almost again. It only takes the spark just a second to be on that to work. These seem to be going down. Yep. Should have had a piece down there. Ooh, knocked it right off. Well, you get the idea. And what I'll probably have to do is actually cut and edit to actually get this to work a little bit. But let's try it again. Let's try a piece of this char cloth again, and we'll talk about how to do char cloth later. And what I'm going to do is put a piece of char cloth down this time on there. Get another piece here. Put it here, so I'll have two chances of actually lighting from a spark. One spark going down, another spark maybe coming back up to me. So we'll try it again with that concept. They seem to go everywhere but where you want it to go. And I have did this. Believe me, when a spark hits any piece of this just right, a good spark, it will light it. Okay, that's not working well. Let's try it from another side to see. Almost again. Okay, I actually got it this time. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't, but I got a little ember right there. It's lit. I'll put it in something like this right here, and it will ignite it. And I'll demonstrate that later with my fire piston. Didn't hit the one on the ground, but it did. They usually catch whenever you are hitting the flint to the stone. Just put it to the side of that and kind of go from there. A little while, but it does work. Something you'll find out in the wild and around is you're always going to find some type of steel somewhere, and just pick up rocks until you find one that will put off a spark. Okay. Let's go to the next fire device here. This is what we call a fire piston. Most people don't know what a fire piston is. And again, we're just compressing air. We're going to use char cloth to put into the little receptacle here at the end. So when we compress the air and it ignites, it will set the char cloth on fire. Instead of a flame, it'll be an ember when we take it out. So what we do is, number one, we're going to lubricate the piston. And I've got this Vaseline here that I'll use. Just put some on your finger here, just enough to put around the little gasket I've got here to help with the compression, and it also helps with sliding the piston through the shaft, and it may take some. Now these are brand new. I just made these a few weeks ago. I've tested them several times. They work fine. The only problem you have with a fire piston, well, a couple of things that you would about a fire piston. The disadvantages of it anyway is that if it breaks, you've got to find a gasket. I've got a little rubber washer here for the gasket I'm using. I've got a spare one down here, so if this one breaks, you can just roll this one up and replace it. And also what to use for fuel for this. Char cloth seems to be the best, but there are wild things that you can get in nature that will do it, but again, you need to char it first. And right now I'm currently experimenting with the different things that I can use other than char cloth. And I've had some success with this. You can light other things with this, but char cloth just seems to be the best. So basically what you do after you've got this lubricated, you just tear off just a small piece of char cloth. This might be a little bit too big, careful a little bit more. And you actually put it in the little receptacle there. And let's see if we'll make it stay in there. And you can kind of see this here, a little char cloth on the end. And what you do after that is that you just put it in, and you make sure it's got the good suction there, and it's also nice and seated. straight. And some people will hit it like this hard. Some people will turn it over and hit it like this. What I found the best way for me, especially with a fire piston this big, is to get something, just to get on the ground, I've done it on the ground, turn it upright like this, and with one fast stroke, go down with it, you'll actually see that you push it down really fast, pull it off, and you should have an ember right there. Now let's do it really fast. It may take 2 or 3 times, but I'm going to try to get it to work the first time. So we got it to work the first time. So if you see, that's what you need. You see it burning. Now, one thing I said is that it's in there, but you've got to get it out. And that's where a knife comes in handy, is to take it out. And now I've got my ember here. So let's put it in this little bundle I had right here. See if I can get this bundle to ignite by just blowing. And there you go. There's a fire right there. Just that simple. Advantages of this is quite obvious. I mean, it could be raining outside, but if you've got things dry, it's going to work. The more wind you have blowing, the better it is, because as soon as the wind starts hitting this ember and this char cloth, it's going to escalate the burning process. And once you put it in a tinder bundle, it will definitely escalate that to go through and ignite a fire in your tinder bundle. So those are examples of the ways of making a fire. And as demonstrated, a fire can be made by any one of these here. Your preference depends on the weather conditions. What I tend to do, I usually kind of go with the most primitive first and kind of go back. That way I won't use the resources that I've got. If I can use a flint and steel, I'm probably going to use it first. And if it gets to the point where I'm just exhausted, don't feel like messing with it, then I might go to a fire piston. Then if I really want to make one fast, I'll go to a match or a lighter. And I think probably one of the favorites is still the magnesium. But then again, the magnesium rod won't last forever. It'll rub down over a period of time. So this kind of concludes how to use these. You can look online on YouTube, a lot of videos, especially with the fire piston. You know, go on YouTube. You can see how to make the fire piston. You can see how to use these fire pistons. This one here is very simple to make. You can make smaller ones. But I like the larger fire piston simply because, like I said, you can have more air compression. You can have a bigger ember whenever you pull it out, and you've got more time to extract the ember, put it in the tinder bundle, and get it ignited. So that's it for right now, and the next video that I'll have will be about making char cloth and exactly what that entails. Thanks a lot. I will see you later. Bye.
Too bad your baby is crying. You're too busy with all those loose ends you are tying. Convince the world that he's not okay, so you can make your clean getaway. Oh,